Let's get started with recursion. We'll start with this function right here. This is a function f that is an ordinary Python function with one notable exception, and that is that f turns out to call itself. When a function calls itself, that is an example of recursion. That is what recursion is, a function here, f, calling itself f. Okay, so let's go ahead and copy this. Let's see if we can see what's going on. I'll paste it here. The question is, what will this print? Well, if instead of f of 5, we were to run, for instance, f of 0, this should be pretty straightforward. N is 0, we get right here. When n is 0, this will return boo. So we're in this case of the condition, so this will print boo. And when I go ahead and run this, we have boo. What happens when f is 1? Okay. Well, when f is 1, when n is 1, it's not 0, so we are inside here. We'll print 1, we know that. And then we'll return f of 0. But we know that f of 0 returned boo. So this will print 1, then call f of 0, which will then return boo. We'll run this, there's our 1 and boo. And now we see what's going to go on. So if we did f of 5 prints 5 and calls f of 4. Then f of 4 prints 4 and calls f of 3, and so on. So we'll print 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. When it stops is when we get to f of 0, because in that case, we're here, and we'll return boo. So we'll get 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Instead of 0, we'll see boo. For what it's worth for terminology, this is known as our base case. It's not recursive. Notice we're not calling f here. And this is known as our recursive case. It is recursive. We are calling f here. We run it, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, boo. And we're actually going to visualize this one. We'll call the visualizer. And I want to step, and we just defined f. Now we're calling f of 5. F of 5 checks and prints out, there's our 5. And now f of 5 calls f of 4. F of 5 is still running. It's waiting for the return from f of 4. Okay. And now f of 4 prints 4, and then f of 4 calls f of 3, which prints 3, and f of 3 calls f of 2. And f of 2 prints 2 and calls f of 1, which prints 1 and calls f of 0. What's important is right now there are actually 6 versions of f, all running essentially at the same time. F of 5 is still running. It's just waiting for the return from f of 4, and so on all the way down to f of 0. And this is what we call the call stack. If you, we'll see later, if you get too many of these, it's what's called stack overflow. But for now, this is just the call stack. And now finally, f of 0 returns boo, returning boo back to f of 1. F of 1 got that boo, and it's just going to return it immediately back up to f of 2. And we return all the way up the chain until we return boo out and print that. So that is how that worked.